the butt.
You cook dinner.
Press the butt. Touch the
Press
butt.
it.
I touched the
Touch
butt.
the
We're
butt.
live.
You touched the butt.
I did.
Now we have to go find Emo.
So
We're live, but I'm not alive.
we were off last week, so we're back on this week, and let's see. You guys ascended a tower where a couple of different things happened, which led to a fight between Thalos and Edwin at the second to last floor to the top, to which Edwin was beaten down by the rest of the party, and Rista and Thalos had a 1v1 on the outside of the tower, leading to Thalos almost falling off the side and going splat to be saved by Rista. When you got to the top of the tower, you found one Roman Maxwell sitting in a room filled with blood and bodies, as there was a very large crystal full of some type of energy swirling above him in the ceiling. You fought him. There's a lot of back and forth. Though about, I'd say canonically the fight with him probably lasted like 20-30 minutes. The roof of the place blew off, and he then ignored you guys, went up to the crystal, and then revealed a giant flying fortress, to which he then stopped caring about you and pissed off, and as you were all debating what this might mean, what might happen, giant death laser from the fortress was fired at the tower, and you had to make a quick split-second decision on how to get out of there. That's when your main man, Thalos, totally dependable, totally doesn't have ulterior motives, shows up.
Shut up!
Shows up to help you guys escape to Sigil, to where you were in the building of the League of Assassins, where you had a conversation with Verilus Grimm, a Modron named Hex, and one other member of the League, and you were all discussing a plot on what to do next and how to get your bearings and how to deal with a giant flying death fortress.
Also, Nair was in the coat.
Yes, Nair went into the coat and may or may not have become the god of the coat kobolds and found a Kuatoa named Jorge.
Jorge. My little boy.
Art of the God War.
Yep. Alright. So with that, you are all still in this kind of workshop storage area lined with shelves of different contraptions, some half finished, some finished, but you really don't know by looking at them what they do. A lot of it looks foreign, alien to you. Almost all of you. Nair, you're pretty interested in what you see, but you have no idea how any of this shit works.
So, we should probably discuss our next move. Okay.
Well,
What I know about Sigil is that you can find just about portals to just about anywhere you want to go with whatever specificity you want. It's just a question of finding them, and that's the hard part. So we should probably try to find some leads, discuss how specific we want to get, where we want to go.
I mean, I kept rambling about trying to find a portal to the actual fortress itself last couple of minutes, and they said we had to wait for the other person to come back.
Yeah, so we're just sitting here annoying the crap out of this Modron, I think.
So you'll see the Modron, it's hexagonal, just kind of orb shape with its arms floating. The eye in it will spin around and then almost 360 look at you guys. Well, you know, if it gets you out of my... I don't have any hair, but that's more of a non-synthetic expression. If it gets you out of here and stops annoying me and lets me get back to my work, I suppose I could, well, point you in a direction. I
got this ticket.
Ticket?
Yeah, you know, Moon, why are you screaming? Shush. I have this ticket that you said you were going to help me figure out how to get all of these people out of me.
Oh, yes. Well...
Oh, yeah, you got a funny number.
Yes, I'm a bit... Well, yes, you have a number and you took a ticket, but he's going to like almost reach into a portal inside of himself, and he's going to pull out a line full of other tickets.
Yeah, mine's number 69. I think that high.
And he'll just let it whip back into himself. I'm very busy. If I have the time to spare, I will spare it. On the meantime, you're on your own. The only thing I'd be willing to offer you, and he's going to raise his one 3-fingered metal hand and point to Thalos.
Did Thalos get dragged off for a meeting?
I'm really sorry about Moon.
It's fine.
Oh, well, yeah, okay, he did get. So he's going to point to where Thalos was. Oh, he left. Look at that. Well, I never wonder. I just hear a bunch of noise, and I assume Thalos is in the vicinity.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean, from what I can tell, it doesn't seem wrong.
Yes, if you want a lead, Thalos knows a lot of shady characters in the city.
Thalos is a shady character.
He's
Well,
the shady character.
he likes to keep different companies in kind. Now, if you, well, do me a favor, all of you, and try not to, what's the word, eat in public. We have a pest infestation in the city at the moment.
Pardon?
It's
Eh?
a mad wizard. Don't worry about it.
I
Just
guess Baka's just a foot this session.
try and eat indoors if you will.
Alright, we're gonna be here
Dialect.
enough to need to eat.
If you happen to have any food or you happen to get some food, I recommend not eating it outside.
Could you
Pray
be
you-
a little more specific on what kind of infestation? Do you have an infestation of wizards, or is a wizard causing an infestation?
There was a wizard that caused an infestation that was brought to justice and sent to the mazes, but his pigeons still are around. Though I wouldn't really call them pigeons.
Pigeon infestation? That's not what those guys were talking about.
Then what would you call them?
You were talking about bugs.
Oh, yeah, no, we dealt... No,
We
the
dealt
thing Air Baka and I did, that was... I'd call that more of an invasion than an infestation, but I suppose both words work just fine. Infestation certainly has a nicer ring to it. I don't know if you were going to name a book after what happened.
You'll
I
see
suppose
his
you could use that.
his one eye kind of shake. The locals mostly call them schmoxins, but I don't care
Schmucks?
for that name.
Awesome.
Call them what you will.
Sidebar.
Schmucks.
Tyler, I don't know what the rules are on YouTube, but it's a good thing we're not on Twitch because that's against TOS.
I forgot about that. It is.
What?
I
What
just
your
don't assume
feet,
Tyler's
feet are
against
against
TOS.
Showing
TOS?
feet are against TOS.
I mean, with the foot fetishists out in droves, I could see that.
Yeah.
Tyler, you
But,
really
like,
don't want people
anything
taking
can be a fetish.
screen clips of your feet on
All
our
it
streams
takes
if
is
they
a
find them.
people.
I think that's exactly what Tyler wants.
For free, though?
Maybe not.
If you're
least
gonna
not
participate in it, charge money.
Fair enough.
My ex used to sell her feet pics.
Anyway,
Now,
schmucks.
if you must move on out of my workshop, I can offer you 2 options. One that will lead you into the city to let you run about and probably cause issues, but that's not my problem. That's going to be Thalos's problem, and I... Scratch that, I'm giving you one option, and he's going to go over and he's going to pound the wall and it will turn into a door. And
Oh, we're
he
finally
will-
being set free.
He will open the door and say, "Enjoy Sigil. Try not to do anything I wouldn't do."
What
We've
wouldn't
only
you
just
do?
met you.
Is nobody else gonna comment on the fact that he just assumed we'd cause trouble?
Well,
You.
I'm not anything. I'm just
Look
gonna
at which
coddle.
you
I'm
met
just
you,
gonna
like,
coddle
one
Jorge.
Well, because
He's
there's
only
not
been longer than a day.
and there's gonna be fine.
So anybody who's
Harsh
paying
Reese
attention to Onero cradling this Kuatoa that came out of Thalos's jacket.
Oh yeah, the child.
I've been trying to
Child.
If you desire, you may roll insight.
May I?
I'm not
That's
sure.
right.
I would desire that, but the way you're saying it, I kind of want to.
I'll roll insight. I don't know what Reese's
Bizarre thing
insight
to
is, but
say.
it must be good.
Reese does mostly just
Okay.
tuning that out.
Hold on. The fuck is my insight? Yeah, it's a +5. Fuck it.
I mean, you're a cleric. It should be decent.
Yeah, it's decent. Roll. Why do I have my magma dice? Oh, they're dragon dice. That's right. 15.
11, because I rolled a 4.
Reese, this Uatoa looks mildly uncomfortable and confused.
They all look that way.
Child, are you all right?
Okay, you say that and you just hear bow, 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 bow,
Right.
bow.
Nara, why are you cradling
you're
a small
awake now.
kid, child?
You fainted. I'm just gonna put him down on PV so that he can ride PV. He'll be safe right there.
Okay, so I know I said as long as there's no horny sea witches that Nair wasn't going to cause trouble. Looking at this, I take that back.
Well,
Tell me now.
Strikes with
Okay.
these things are around.
It's okay. There's only one. It can't be that bad.
Never say that. You're
Never say
basically
never.
asking what could possibly go wrong. I've worked with people who said that, and I shit you not, the second they said that, the fucking Chimera found us. Don't say it.
Well, if you don't mind, I have work to get back to, and you have a city to investigate. Try not to, well, no, cause as much trouble as you like. You won't be held responsible for it.
right.
I don't believe you, but also, why would you say that?
What happens if I die here?
What if we were just 5 Thaloses?
You die in real life.
I think what he's implying is that whatever we do will be blamed on my brother, who he does not care for, since he brought us here.
That seems like a common trend.
Well, it's more along
Hey,
the
Risa.
lines of I'm sick and tired of Thalos cheating at cards.
You want to get up to
Wait,
a little shenanigans?
Well, it's more along the lines of he picked it up from a friend, or so he says. I doubt if he
that
has
makes
any
sense.
friends.
What do you?
I doubt he could
Well,
have
according to
a-
Reese, it's like loose acquaintances.
What do you?
Shenanigans.
Just
Shenanigans.
I
You know, stuff that would inherently get Thalos in trouble.
Are we sure we want
not-
to enact shenanigans in Sigil?
I'm not going
Revenge.
to go, as tempting as that is, I'm not going to go out of my way to cause trouble for him.
You quite literally are the most stick in the mud type person. Cyrus!
More that I'm trying to.
I don't know how to take that.
You're just the next one that I would pick. I picked Rista first because she
Trying to
hates her brother! This
I
one?
think it's
He's
complicated.
annoyed by?
it's complicated.
Called it.
Anyway. Cyrus? Shenanigans?
Yeah, what'd you have in mind?
No idea. Figure out what would get Thalos in trouble first and then go do it.
Well, I do still blame him for that laser going off, so yeah, I'm down.
What if we all split up?
You really like us splitting up for some reason.
We're splitting up in Sigil.
I don't think we're gonna find each other again. That might be a bad idea.
Sigil, we should have a specific meeting point. If we split up, we should
I
clearly.
mean, here's the thing. If we split up, we only do it in 2 groups. I can find each other. I can find the other group as long as we stay within 1,000 feet of each other. That wouldn't necessarily be the problem, but is
1,000 feet's
really
not
a good
very
idea.
big.
I mean,
Not in a place like Sigil, yes. The Sigil is
in Sigil, yeah.
much larger. What is the most publicly, like central hub that we could meet up in.
I mean, do we want to go through the door and just see what there is to see and then decide if we're splitting up or not?
That's fair.
Yeah, I guess we finally have the way out.
Because honestly, as much as I enjoy annoying this guy, at least until he helps Reese, I don't know. He's more of a stick in the mud than Reese, and I'm not really digging the vibes.
Cyrus, as you were saying, helps Reese and looks over to where Reese was standing. You see Reese leaving for the door.
You invite me along and then you walk away? Come back here!
Walk faster.
Yeah,
Right.
are you at least gonna wait for me?
I'll
He
just
doesn't respond.
slowly tag behind.
Damn it.
All right. So, as you are leaving the League of Assassins, you find yourself on a semi-desolate street. Kind of looks a little slummish, but you are greeted to a city that folds in on itself like an inside-out ring. And in the center of the city, there seems to be some type of floating palace with rings of energy fluttering around it, spinning in cavalcades of patterns that almost seem illogical. As you are looking around, taking in the breath of this strange new place, when you look for what might be a sky to the sides or diagonally, you mostly see purple lights just dancing across like a cosmos. You look up and you see dots of people walking upside down in this city as your eyes dance to the unfamiliar. What would you all like to do?
I'm going for a walk.
Listen here, you little death-obsessed shit. Do you want my
I'm
assistance?
really ignoring you on that.
Do you want my assistance in causing trouble or not? Because you invite me along, all buddy-buddy, but then I look away and you're just gone.
You
Alright,
took too long.
here's what we're going to do.
There was a time limit.
Baka.
Arista?
Oh,
It is a yes or no question, and you gave me the longest yes possible.
I gave you one sentence yes and then said something else.
Baka, you're chaperoning those two.
Baka looks,
No!
Baka looks at the wrong two.
I point deliberately at Reese and Cyrus.
Baka, you look over to a bench with an old man and an old woman on it.
I belong here.
My people.
It's a retirement home.
Just the bench. The bench is
Just
the whole
the bench.
retirement
I think about it for a moment. I turn to Reese and Cyrus. You're chaperoning him.
home. Oh, I'm long gone by now. Cyrus is running along screaming at me.
More or less.
Fair enough.
It looks like we're watching him.
Fair enough. Did you have something to say to me?
No, you kept getting cut off. I was trying to listen to you.
Oh. Well, I mean, we could
We've
try
got
to
to find
find.
some way back.
Sorry.
Right.
I find markets tend to be a place where information flows.
I believe you've been here before? I haven't.
Once briefly,
Oh.
I didn't stay long.
So, Rista, as you mentioned markets and information flowing freely,
I will look up as I'm doing it to see if there's like a visible market on the underside above me.
there you see Rista's shadow stretch and yawn.
Hey, Edwin.
What?
Funny seeing you here.
Oh.
I would like to try and dive for the shadow and try and grab him out of it if I can.
Okay, you give me a dexterity. Give me just a general dexterity check. Can you grab a shadow?
Can I grab a shadow? 19?
19. Alright, so you reach down and grab a wisp of something. As it evaporates in your hand, you go for another handful, and the same thing, and you try and reach and grab again, only to have your hand stopped by his hand as he holds your hand and says, "That's enough of that."
Well, if you're going to be here, you might as well show yourself.
I was taking a impromptu nap because you guys
You
sort of
kicked your ass?
I was gonna phrase it differently, but sure.
Suppose
He's going to then come out of your shadow and stretch and say, "So, you guys decided to take the coat train to Sigil, a la your brother."
Well, it seemed the fastest way out of the path of a massive laser, so
That's fair.
preferable to the alternative.
That's
It doesn't even blink.
So, how familiar are you with portals finding gates to places in this city?
we don't really use anything like that. We have these bells that come directly from the lady that we use. They're not super accurate, but they work for the most part.
So you
they get us
don't
around.
specifically know of any gates, but do you know where that information might be located?
I know somebody, but you're not gonna like it.
True. Might as well put it on the table.
Right? There's an individual who's had prior and past dealings with Fallows. They have a very interesting relationship, to say the least.
Can you elaborate?
I don't want to.
All right. Where can we find this individual?
You can find him in the market, but not as readily available as most of the stalls. There'll be... there's a bakery, I believe, run by a nice girl named Tilly. Half Moon Bakery, I believe? Go there, order... What was it again? 3, 4? I think it might be 3 or 4. It's been a while. Order that number, don't pay her, and she'll take you around the back. The man you're looking for is a lizard folk named Michkala. Interesting guy.
So you said 3 or 4 what?
The specialty. Well, more of a tourist's delight when people come to Sigil. It's a pie filled with magic, almost like cosmos when you eat it. I don't know, some people akin it to putting space in your mouth.
Well, the important thing is how, I assume, how we phrase the request. So what should we say? 3 or 4...
Moon pies, that's what they're
moon
called.
pies. I didn't hear that part.
Yeah.
And what's the name of the person we're looking for?
Oh, well, the person at the counter is Tilly. The bakery is Half Moon. But, it can be interesting to find, considering, well... And he's going to stand there, and he's going to look over to his left as a building simply materializes as the other buildings move out of place to make room for it. That tends to happen.
Right?
What was the name of the lizard folk?
Oh, his name is Michkala. And as you look behind Edwin to see the building that you came out of for League of Assassins, it is now gone. Things in Sigil tend to move around, you know?
Well, where is the market currently?
The market currently, he's going to kind of... right there. And you'll see a statue of what looks like the Lady of Pain on a fountain about 3/4 of the way up the ring.
Alright.
Guess we should get going.
Come along, Baka.
You ready, Jorge? We're traveling.
Crap.
I'm gonna make eye contact with him.
What is Baka currently doing?
What is Baka currently doing? He's probably still staring at the couple that he thought you were talking about. Just
He
watching.
wouldn't already be sitting with them?
No, he's just watching them.
That's fair.
As
Some flashbacks.
you're watching the two of them, you'll see the older woman pull out what looks like a bag of breadcrumbs, and she'll grab it, reach into it,
Oh, no.
toss it on the ground, and you will see. Well, first you will hear something that just goes,
Oh,
and you will hear terrible flapping noises like leathery bat wings. As you watch as what almost looks like a ferret mixed with a cat and a pigeon descends from different parts of the city to these breadcrumbs. They come over to the breadcrumbs, and their faces look kind of normal. And then they split 5 different ways and start devouring the breadcrumbs. And then once all the breadcrumbs are gone, they turn to each other.
Bako's gonna take out his magical bread. Just like Bako's gonna like try to crunch off like
Baka, you pull out this bread, and these things that are like fighting each other, eating tail, eat tail, all stop and look at you.
put it away, put it away. Baka, put it away, put it away.
Baka's taking a piece off, putting the rest away, and then just trying to crunch it up in order to... Because he can't turn it up into pieces, he has to like break it like a straw. And just like try to throw the crumbs at him.
It's endless, but it just keeps getting more and more stale.
Baka and devour him like a school of hungry piranhas, and as soon as they're about to get to him, the bread falls and they start going at that.
Are they able to eat it?
I was gonna say, how many break their beaks?
I mean, you see them trying to devour it, followed by...
Baka kills all the birds in the city by choking.
Well, that's probably
One
good
way
to
of dealing
know.
with it.
I guess we will start heading towards the market.
Yeah.
You all head off in that direction. Cyrus and Reese, where are you guys going?
Places.
I don't know. I'm following him.
Just kind of wandering, you know. Anything catch my eye along the way?
As you are wandering about, you see a man in robes that is walking down the street with a very suave-looking mustache. He's walking down towards you, and he's about maybe a foot away from you, and his form glitches, and then he reappears back where he started walking, doing the same route, getting to about the same spot, to only glitch, disappear, and end up back where he started, endlessly.
That looks unfortunate. Wonder how you get stuck like that.
Piss off a wizard?
Maybe. Maybe we can ask him before he resets. You good there, buddy?
And you see this man walking. He stops just before he gets to the point where he's going to disappear, and he looks at you and says, "Oh yes, indubitably, I'm quite fine, having a lovely day. How are you?"
I'm alright.
He's not even
Surprised you're
aware
having a
of it.
lovely day. You're making the same walk over and over.
Lovely day. Well, yes, it's quite... And he will reappear back where he started, and he will start walking again.
Do you remember talking to me? When he comes back down.
He sees you and goes, "No, I can't say I did. Have we met before?"
Yeah, about 2 seconds ago. Have you been cursed or something?
Oh, curse? Well, there's no curses in Sigil. Well, there might be some curses, but none I'm aware of.
Do me a favor. Just real quick. Turn around and walk past, and I'm gonna just, like, name a landmark past where he, like, keeps reappearing.
Okay. So he starts walking that way, and once he gets past where he started, he will glitch out and then reappear back where he started, walking in the same direction.
Well, he's not in bad health, so...
So as you are watching this man disappear and reappear, you see a man in armor with some glowing purple highlights that bears a mark of something you're not quite familiar with. You've never seen this sigil before, this sigil and sigil. As he sits there and watches the man and looks at the two of you and says, "I suppose you must be unfamiliar with well, one of the endemic problems we have in the city. Rogue
I mean, I'm not
wizards.
native to here, so no.
Yes, rogue wizards and time magic. It's been the talk of the town and the paper the last couple days. Different people ending up being test subjects to crazy wizards.
How unfortunate.
Yes, leaves poor sods like this to walk endlessly.
And no one's gonna fix it.
Well, in order to fix it, you'd have to find the wizard that cast the spell. And the problem with mad wizards is they generally don't stay in one place. Or
Can't you just get a different strong wizard to dispel it?
Yes and no. Time magic is a bit finicky.
That's
It's
why
like-
I'm not a wizard.
It's like having a ball of yarn that's torn in on itself. Trying to undo that ball of yarn in 5 seconds, while it's constantly redoing itself, is a lot more difficult.
Hmm.
I don't think the pigeons are the infestation. I think the mad wizards are.
So you all look like a couple of tourists, seeing as you're not indicative to the problems we have going on in the city. What brings you here? Tourism?
Escaping certain death.
Yeah, avoiding a
certain-
giant death laser beam.
Cast by an insane cult leader parading as a church head.
So you also
He's actually
pissed-
a werewolf.
So
That
you
too.
want? Huh. So you're. Wow, what was the word we had for them? Dimensional refugees.
Kind of. Well, temporarily.
dimensions-
Eventually, we're gonna find our way back there and fuck that guy up. But in the meantime,
Yeah, the dimension's not gone. We just had to get away, and this was the quickest way out.
Well, I'm not sure what Sigil can do for you against a crazy werewolf cult leader, but I suppose you can
Yeah,
talk
but-
to the current knight commander of Sigil.
oh,
Didn't
how would
really
we find him?
Okay.
Now, the knight commander, he spends most of his days out at the commerce building. He doesn't quite like, well, doing all the paperwork and government and regulations. He's not a fan of it, but then again, he looks up, well, you don't see his eyes, but through his helmet, he looks up at the palace floating in the center of the ring. Then again, I don't think he has much of a choice.
Right. Is that where the Lady Pain
That's
is?
supposed to mean.
Well, the Lady of Pain likes to run a tight ship. An almost a tighter than tight ship. A suffocating ship, if one will. Step out of line and, well... it's either off to the mazes or ripped to bits.
Yikes. Wait, the mazes?
Ah, yes, the mazes. One of the capital punishments for pissing off the lady herself. You are thrown into a demiplane that, well, goes on endlessly, like a maze you can never escape that never ends. Doomed to die in starvation, loneliness, madness, or the monsters that patrol it. Either or is good enough for her.
Yikes.
Man, living here sucks.
Oh, it's not so bad once you follow the majority of the rules.
It's also
Just
like a
keep
common nickname for the city is the Cage.
keep your nose clean, try not to do anything too auspicious, and well, don't piss off the Marats, because they'll see you before you see them. I can guarantee that.
Alrighty then. Well, I guess I'm gonna go find this Knight Commander, cause that would help actually.
So we're not starting shit?
You wanna end up in that labyrinth thing?
I thought the whole point is that we don't get blamed for it.
I'm starting to
Why-
not trust what the Modron said.
Yeah, you would. I mean, look, I'm just going with what you said because you were so gung ho about the idea that you almost left me behind.
I'll think of another way of fucking him over. Maybe a little more subtle. I was also not gung ho about the see that part. I was more gung-ho about just exploring this place, because look how cool it is.
That was not made clear at all.
I am about to wait around. Anyway, we'll be on our way.
Well, enjoy your time as much as you can in Sigil. It's certainly a sightseeing tour, but I wouldn't recommend staying long term.
Yeah, we won't be here forever.
Alright.
Not if we can help it anyway.
You all will head up the opposite side of the ring, whereas the other part of the party is going up the right side, you guys are going up the left, and we'll be going more towards a businessy, kind of Wall Street-ish more section, as you see more official-looking buildings, better-dressed people, and just people hustling and bustling and running around. Reese, you're quite accustomed to this sector of the city, seeing as you lived in it for the majority of your life back in Waterdeep.
So I guess you're doing all the talking, huh?
Sure.
I don't know. You know how to communicate with hoity-toity entire tree up their ass people.
Oh, fuck you.
What? Are you gonna say you don't know how?
I do. I just hate it.
I didn't say you liked it. I didn't say you enjoyed it one bit. I just said you know how, where most of those kind of people don't even look at me.
Only look at me.
Fucking hell, it wasn't an insult.
Yeah, I'll approach.
Okay, so you will approach the nicest of these buildings, not really knowing what the function or form of them is. And as you get up
Hoity-toity should probably.
to the building, the rug of the building will flip up and block the door.
What?
And you will see a very tiny goblin in a bellhop uniform almost just phase through no clip from the marble and say, "I'm sorry, monsieur, but I don't see a time stamp on you, so I can't quite let you into the building. Lots of things going on, very busy with the policies and the potholes and the
I got this
patching."
waiting ticket.
Waiting ticket? And he's gonna take a peek at it. Are you waiting for a sandwich?
No.
Well, we're not a sandwich shop.
I'm waiting to get help.
Roll me deception.
Is it deception? I'm kind of telling the truth.
I mean,
Well, you're deceiving him that it's a completely different ticket.
Yeah. My deception is +1. Oh, fuck.
it's fine. Rolling at 20.
We'll see how
Reese,
this goes.
Cyrus, would you like to corroborate and try and help here?
Because that would be a 10 otherwise.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
All right, you may roll with advantage.
That is still a 10.
All right. So he'll kind of look at you, look at the ticket, and say, "I'm sorry, monsieur, but this isn't an official ticket, so I can't let you in the building."
Well, is there a way that I can get an official ticket? Or timestamp or whatever?
Sure. You'll have to go to the emissary, and he's going to point 3 blocks down at a taller building. Go down there. I would talk to... Oh, who's on duty these days? I think his name's Sal. Good
You
chap.
think his name is Sal?
Well, I
We
don't
need
know.
a ticket to get in there, are we?
People are coming and going all the time. It's hard
That's
being...
a good question. Do we
it's a
need a
lot-
ticket to get into there?
I'm not sure. I only manage the front door of this building.
Alright, well, if we need a ticket to get into there, I'm...
Then
I'll be
those time guys might be fucked.
Okay.
Yeah, alright, I'll walk over to the emissary.
I mean, I'll follow him, absolutely.
You head over there, and at the front of the door, a little window appears, and the window will then fly open as you will see another goblin in a bellhop uniform, very similar to the one from before. And he'll say, "Hello there, monsieur. How can I help you today?"
I need to get into that building. and I was told I need a timestamp.
Ah, timestamp. Yes, yes, yes. You have business with someone in there.
Yeah, we need to get out of Sigil.
Out of Sigil.
I thought
Well,
we were talking to the night guy.
How'd you get in the first place?
Talos.
And the window will immediately shut.
You know, that sounds about right.
Let's be real, it was either going to be that or who.
Can I just knock on the window?
Because you knock on the window and you'll see the window skittishly open with one eye out of it.
We're not actually officially associated with him, you know.
He's not here, is he?
No.
Oh no, he's getting chewed out.
Oh, okay. The last time he showed up at one of the official buildings, he beat the doorman an inch from his life because he got his ticket wrong, and I don't want to be that door goblin.
You want to know something funny, little guy?
The window will raise a little more.
Talos owes me a horse.
He's gonna look you up and down. What type of strings did you pull to get that on him?
Oh, we used to work together.
And the window will immediately shut.
Not like that!
That was just poor choice of words.
Before he did what he does now.
And
Will it help if I told you I headbutted him?
And the window will open and he'll say, "Alright, I suppose I can let you in if you don't cause too much trouble and try not to be too much of a pest to the postmaster. He's got a lot of things, a lot of stress, and if he fucks up one more package, he will have his head taken off."
Just a question. Is there a way that I could say, get Talos in a little bit of trouble? That would be kind of funny.
Talos.
Maybe a way that you would prefer?
In a way that I would prefer.
We could do vandalism, blame it on him.
And he'll look at you and say, "Yeah, I got something in mind."
Okay.
And we will jump over to Rista and company.
No.
All right. So you guys are going around the market, looking around for different things. You don't quite see this bakery yet, as you're still hunting for it. You see different people calling out, different stalls selling stuff. There's a town crier with newspapers on the fountain.
Any stalls look particularly interesting?
There's a potion stall. There is a armor and weapons stall. And there's another stall that's literally just selling blank sheets of paper.
Go over to that one.
And you go over to the blank sheets of paper. You see a gnome sitting there with glasses and balding head as he kind of... "Marianne, is that you?"
No, my name is Rista. I was just... Sorry, what exactly is your shop?
My shop?
Yes, what is this you're selling?
I'm at a shop.
I'll sort of take one of the pieces of paper. What is this?
Oh, the paper. And he will kind of etch and doodle with his finger in the air. And the paper will become a portrait of you.
Ah.
Anything peculiar about this etching of Rista?
Does it look realistic, artistic? Like, is it a...
It looks not perfect, but pretty close. It's missing some shading.
That's impressive. So you're selling portraits?
Portraits? Yes, Marianne, I am selling portraits. That's what I'm doing here. But the portrait business isn't what it used to be. People don't appreciate good art.
How much?
Oh, well, I don't charge anything for the portraits, more so the time it takes to draw them. which isn't much time at all, so I don't really charge that much. Maybe I should get a better business model.
How about this? I'll give you 50 gold and you paint a portrait.
50 gold, bro?
Or make.
Well, I don't really get asked to do portraits anymore, not since Marianne passed away from the fever. But I suppose I can get the paints out and try and drum up something for you. What are you looking for? Something more dashing, Renaissance? Something
to be remembered by.
Ah, daring. I can.
Jesus.
Does like a Picasso or something.
I think this will be much worth it.
Very well. Give me half now, and I'll take the other half when I'm finished. I have to go get my oil paintings.
In the meantime...
Don't worry, Marianne. I'll find you with your painting.
That's
ominous.
Probably concerning, but in the meantime, do you happen to know where we could find the Half Moon Bakery? I've heard good things about it.
Oh, you're tourists. Well, tourists do often like to get Tilly's Half Moon pies. They're quite good. Taste of the cosmos in your mouth. Real popular with the astrology crowd. Don't know why.
I need some.
Well, Tilly's Bakery tends to move around, but... where would it be this time of day?
Seems like another problem with the business model if it's difficult to find your store.
Well, it is a product worth seeking. And he's going to point over to an alleyway. I'd try over there, Marianne.
Can I make an insight check? Make sure he's not trying to screw us over in some bizarre way. 14.
You can tell this guy has lost at least 2 of his marbles.
Fair enough.
I have an idea. I will cast Locate Object, trying to locate a moon pie.
Could find people who've bought them as well.
Okay, so as you're going to say, I'm going to locate object, try and find a moon pie. You turn around and 50 feet behind you, sitting on the fountain, is a minotaur. And you see just kind of airy, wispy cosmos leaking out of this pie as he...
Risa,
Yeah.
I found the pie!
I'm more deeply alarmed by the fact that he's eating in public after what we saw earlier.
And as you are seeing this, you hear from the echoes of the sky...
Yep. I like put a hand out to grab
want to
Renair.
shoot one of the birds. I want to try and shoot one of the birds as I'm running towards this man.
Alright, so, Rista and Onero give me a grapple check, because Rista is trying to stop you from running, and Onero...
I'm just making sure she doesn't, like, charge into them. If you'd like to resist that, I only got a 7, so depends.
I got a 19, so...
Okay, so Onero, you slip right away from Rista, and give me an attack roll.
That's a nat 20.
Alright, so you pull out this gun and you proceed to fire it at one of these weird magic bird creatures that you've seen before. And right as you're about to fire it, a giant metal man appears in front of you and cups a hand around your gun, and the gunshot bounces around in its fingers.
And you broke a law.
And you will see a single eye trace back and forth in it, much like the Modron is, that will look down at you and say...
Excuse me, are those not pests?
It will just look at you and say, "Are you a licensed pest operator?"
Yes.
Yes!
Roll me deception.
lying to an inevitable. This will go great.
What is... 14.
Okay. The one eye will narrow down on you.
I'm
And
going
say,
to pull out my notebook and start faking, because I can make whatever I think of it. I'm going to start faking the license as I'm talking to him. It's right here.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
and it will look at you and say, your status in the database has been set to tourist.
Well, that must have been a mistake. It might just be because I'm new in town.
So the arm is going to raise and smack into you. Nara, I'd like you to take 60 damage.
Oh!
Yup.
I'm down.
And the Marat will look at you and say, do not break any more laws. And it will disappear.
I'll just sort of like run over immediately and dump. How much healing do I have right now? I have my lay on hands pool. I will give you 20 hit points.
Bitch slap of the century. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, fun fact, there's no attack or damage roll for that.
It just happens.
Consequences.
They are called inevitables for a reason.
God.
Well, if it isn't the consequences of my actions.
What consequences? It was only 60
mean-
damage.
I mean, you tell me, RJ, can I roll, or would I know what Amara is?
Yeah, roll me history.
History. Would you accept Arcana by any chance?
No.
Fair enough, history it is. Well, that's still an 18.
Okay, you don't exactly know what the big metal man that just showed up, but you heard inklings of these things that can appear wherever they need to and do whatever they need to. And not many can stand up to them. And you call back to Hex's words as you were leaving, as he seemed to allude to a peacekeeping faction in the city that can see you before you can see them.
Yep. Yeah, so as I help Nair up, I will say, I think you may be a bit out of your depth in this scenario.
I'll be fine.
I would not antagonize those things.
I've learned my lesson.
Insight check. Has Nair actually learned her lesson?
Oh.
Nair has learned her lesson. That's a 6.
I look, I'm fine. I've learned my lesson. Just let me roll the Minotaur.
And you
I'm
look
pointing
up
at
to look for
Is he
that
dead?
minotaur that was on the fountain, and you see his skeleton
Yep.
just devoured, almost as if he was thrown in a piranha tank.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Is the mooncake still there?
That was quick.
You see the Smoxons tearing at it, fighting over it.
I think we should look elsewhere.
Well, I mean, he's just eating it, and he must not have had it for long, so he must have had it within walking distance, yeah?
I suppose. Baka...
So why don't we look around here?
Is Baka still with us?
Baka?
You look around for Baka, and you don't see him. As you are parsing and looking for him, you see Baka sitting down with a bunch of children at a puppet show that is being held in the square in between the stalls.
Make
Yeah,
a
that's
mental
right.
note of that. I mean, I suppose we could try that alleyway.
We could. Let's go.
Alright, I have a suggestion, however. We should... one of us should monitor from the outside. Should go in separately. That the, they didn't know, the person, Edwin didn't know if it was 3 or 4. That there's 2 of us, which means we have 2 tries at this.
Sure, you want me to go in, and then I can...
If you want.
Or do you want to go in? I'll let you decide.
I'll go in.
Okay. Well, let's search for it, find it first.
Alright.
I will investigate this alleyway.
Alright, so you go down into this alleyway, and as you are walking down it, you smell a very kind of sweet, almost cinnamon smell that is wisping around in the air. And your nose almost tempts you to follow it.
I will do so.
Alright, as you are making your way down, you find a very quaint looking building with nothing too much noticeable about it. But you do see a sign hanging on the doorway of a half moon that says the Half Moon Bakery. And outside you see schmoxens trying to get in, scratching at the windows, hissing and hollering as they are desperately trying to get into this building.
That's why it moves.
Do I see a safe means of ingress?
Okay. So, as you are looking around, you don't think the front door or the front windows would be a good idea, because that would let the stupid, weird experiments in. But you do see the roof unattended, with a very open chimney.
I will hit the legs.
Alright. Give me an athletics check.
Oh, there we go.
I'm going to see it leg day.
Dirty 20.
Say again?
Dirty 20.
30, 20?
Mod 20.
Mod
30,
20.
dirty 20.
Dirty.
Dirty 20. I thought you were saying 30, 20. And I'm like, what?
Messy 20.
All I'm thinking of is a fucking die in a jar of olives.
Unnatural 20.
So, you make your way up to the roof. You see some of the schmoxens look at you as you're ascending, but they don't seem smart enough to follow you. They're more interested in the food inside the bakery.
Mm-hmm.
You make your way over to the chimney. You parse it out, you look at it, and you think, yeah, I could probably slip down this.
Alright, I'll Santa it up.
Alright, so you kind of space yourself out into this chimney. Are you descending down slowly? Are you sliding down? Or are you just
I'll
jumping?
sort of like use my hands and arms as leverage to just like, you know, space myself within it. Try and brace myself and climb down.
Alright, as you are making your way down, you find yourself coming out of a very large oven. And as you are making your way towards the front of the oven, the door will open, and you will see a very warm, homely looking furball as she looks at you, eyes shocked, as she's almost ready to scream.
Just a customer. Just a customer. Your front is a bit overrun. I hope you understand.
She'll kind of look at you and say, well, why didn't you take the back door, dearie?
I will make a note of that.
Bum 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 ba da da da.
And she'll reach a hand in and help pull you out. Well, I must say, you're probably not from around here, but I'm sure you heard many people talking about the moon pies that I sell. It's a tourist's delight. Even some people in the locals sectors of the city also enjoy them too. But if you've never had one before, I can say it certainly is an experience.
If you're able to run a business under these conditions, the word must spread well.
Oh yes, some might say they're to die for. Literally with the stupid bird things.
Quite. Yes, I was actually hoping to procure 3 of them.
And she'll look at you and say, and what form of payment will you be giving me?
What? I used to think back to Edwin. Did he say anything about this?
He said no form of payment.
No form of payment.
And she'll nod. She'll reach into the counter, she'll pull out a moon pie, and she'll hand it to you and say, this one's on the house, tourist. You can go see that asshole in the basement.
How funny would it be if she was just like, I see, just pulls out a shotgun.
I don't have any.
Chosen poorly.
Don't have any means of contacting Nair. I don't think. I'll say.
If you can look the eyes out the window, you can get her, right?
Could I actually grab my companion first?
Where's your companion, dearie?
She's out in the market. We split up to find your store.
Enough. She will tap the counter about 4 times, and a door will appear on the wall. And she will open it, and you will see Onero standing next to Baka watching the puppet show. Is that her?
It is. I'll call out, Nair, Baka.
I'll turn around to the door and I'll just... How'd you get that? Baka, let's go. Tap him on the shoulder a couple times.
Baka looks at the door, looks at the puppet show, looks at the door, looks at the puppet show. Okay.
He wanted to finish his shows.
Some of the kids that are climbing on Baka are going to go, ah, as he gets up to leave.
Baka like running along with them like a child.
Alright, so the 3 of you will find yourself inside of the Half Moon Bakery as the door you enter will close and then fold away into nothingness, leaving only a wall.
Alright, let's see this lizard folk.
Ah,
Miss Kala, right?
yes, good old Mitch. And she will then tap the counter 5 times, and a different door will open up in the same place, as you will see kind of like an old-fashioned hotel elevator ascend from this door, and the gates will open. Take the elevator down, 6th door on the left. Don't talk to him about cats.
Fair enough.
Why is that?
He doesn't like cats.
Good to know.
You know who else didn't like cats?
I guess I'll hop in the elevator.
Okay. You take it down as the elevator strains a bit with the weight of your turtle companion.
Oh god.
As you are going down, and as the elevator's going down, you see like hallways of this elevator descending. You see some almost like twisting in on each other as people are walking through these twisted hallways, upside down hallways, rooms with tables on the ceilings, and you finally hit the bottom. And you see what appears to be almost a normal hotel-like hallway.
6th door on the right. Gonna start walking and counting.
Okay. You start walking down to the 6th door on the right. What do you do?
I'll knock.
Alright, you knock on the door. And the door will open, and you will see a beholder with lipstick and a small kind of like dress below it where you might think legs would be, and its eyes will look at you and say, "Sweetheart, I've been waiting for you. Come here." And the eye tentacles
Is Mitchie home?
will kind of swing out and almost grab you.
I'll give her a hug. Is Mitchie home?
Mitch? Nah, there's no Mitch here.
Oh, I'm sorry, wrong house.
I'm
gonna start
recounting the
pushing her away.
doors.
I'm just gonna go to the door opposite of this, the 6th door on the
only
left.
me,
I'm sorry,
Tiffany,
I counted
baby.
wrong. Look, you look spectacular, Tiffany, but now's not the time. I'll be back, okay? I'm just gonna close
And
the
as
door.
the door is closing, you hear, "Wait, you're not my stylist?"
No. Goodbye. Alright.
Right.
I'm heading to the opposite door. I guess it was the 6 on the left.
On the left. So you go to the opposite door and you knock on it, and you hear from the other side, "Ah, go away. I'm busy."
Are you Michkala?
And you'll see a slide on the door that wasn't there before. It just materializes. You no name? You working with Postmaster General? I did not steal those packages. Maybe I did, but you're not gonna tell anyone about that. I'll make you disappear.
I'm here on business.
My God.
I believe we have an acquaintance in common, Thalos.
And you'll see the one eye in the door kind of sullen, almost as if it's auspicious of you mentioning that name. Oh, little Ravi. Yeah, I remember him. He was good time. And you will hear the door unclick and open, and you will see a lizard folk in very fancy attire with a eye patch and a feathered hat as he sits there and says, "So, acquaintances of Revi, what can Michkala do for you?"
Well, we're looking for a portal back to where we were.
Portal. I've heard this problem once before. Many people come to city, don't really know how to get back. Are you looking for something specific or something more on the general side?
Very.
What's the name of the continent? Does it have a name?
It's called Kalos.
Kalos. Know of it?
No. But then again, Michkala has been to every continent on every plane and has also been banned from every continent and every plane. So his memory is a bit spotty.
There's a bunch of towers. They are on the sort of the compass points around it. There's a corrupt church.
I don't know anything about no corrupt church, but I do remember those towers with the big crystals on the top of them. But I didn't really mess around with those. I went to the mage city of Red Soul, and I may have started the goat uprising. It was a long bender, lasted about 2 weeks.
I see.
What?
Sounds like Steve would like it.
The fortress, if I recall, that was in like dead center of the intersection of the towers, right? We were wondering if you had knowledge of any portals that would take us to the central point where all those towers would intersect. As close as we can get to that.
You're looking for something very specific. Now, Michkala does not deal in these type of portals. He's more of a general smuggler, you might say. But if you are looking for something more specific, he's going to poke his head out the hallway, and he'll look one way with his one eye and the other way with his one eye. Okay, get in.
The limousine?
No, he's just pointing to like his
door.
door.
It's like, okay, get in.
Okay, I'll follow.
We will enter. I will pull Baka along.
Alright, you enter, he will close the door behind you, and you come to almost like an empty, barren-esque apartment. And he'll kind of say, "Oh, sorry for the mess. Michkala was not expecting company." And the room will then almost just appear, just 2 sofas, a table with snacks and food, and the room will then turn more rooms, and now it's more of a New York-style apartment.
Alright then.
And I'll say, Rista, as you're watching the rooms expand, you see what you think is going to be the bathroom, and you see a very fancy-looking leopard-printed bed in what should be the bathroom, and you'll see him just... And it will turn into a bathroom.
I'm going to have some questions for my brother. Alright. So, what can you give us?
Oh, well, it is not really what Michkala can give you, it is more what you can give Michkala. Michkala does not work for free, you know. Things in life are give and take, and Michkala like to take. Oh, he like to take.
Alright, what is it that you are looking for?
And you will see his eye patch flip up to reveal a crystal, almost purple eye. And it will look at you up and down, and it'll say, "Oh, I had a stinking feeling about who you might be," as his eye patch will close. And he'll say, "I'll tell you what I want. I want a date with Revi."
To be clarification, when you say Revi, dark skin, look, white hair,
Brooding attitude?
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, I had a feeling.
Oh no.
sold.
Really? Just like that? Oh, I cannot remember the last time me and Revi spent the night together. You should have seen him the last time. He got so drunk, cried his eyes out, right in my arms as I just held him for almost 4 hours.
That
My
would
God.
be quite the sight.
Oh, yes, he's a big softy on the inside, but, you know, lot of, daddy issues, I think.
Flowers, daddy issues.
That's a way to put it.
Michkala just calls them like he sees them, that is all. But, I will say, whatever you can do with that hand that can go in and out.
Nope.
Alright, that's more information than I needed.
And you'll just kind of see his tongue slurp lividly back into his mouth.
Is there any... I suppose...
Just went from funny to gross.
Is there any assurance you can give that you have the information that we're looking for? Or how specific a portal are we talking?
Well, it is not that Michkala has information you are looking for, but he has information that will lead you to what you are looking for. Have you ever heard stories of the Hushed Man?
Can't say I have.
He is a legend in Sigil, almost as the lady's exploits and what her true agenda might be. But we don't like to talk about that, lest the Marats be listening. The Hushed Man. Well, let's just say he may or may not have found a loophole to the protection system that Lady of Pain put into cities so that people cannot pinpoint where they want to go. It is baffling, but you will say the Lady of Pain, not the biggest fan of Hushed Man. He went into hiding, you just like look at a wrist, no watch. I want to say at least 5 years ago. But some say he still kicks around the city sometimes. And if you know the right places to look in the lowest of places, you will find the Hushed Man, or the Hushed Man will find you.
So he can, hack portals? Hijack their intended destination?
I'm not sure. I don't know how he did it, and if I did know how he did it, I would be mazed.
And how has he avoided that fate?
He'll just look at you with his one eyes. I don't know, and I don't want to know.
Alright. I will go speak to, Revi, and will return.
And you'll see him grin at the name. Oh, it's been such a long time. Say, what has Revi been up to? Killing lots of people?
As I understand it, blowing up boats.
Oh,
Just in the distance, you hear a boat exploding.
yes. I did like that roleplay. I got to be the boat.
I think I've heard enough.
Did you mention that you're his sister yet?
I may have mentioned it offhand, but I don't know if he picked up on it.
You're pretty sure he picked up on it.
Okay. I'm less interested in him knowing about that at this point.
He'll say, well, if you need to find Michkala, he will be down here, mostly keeping to himself and away from the eyes of any prying postmasters.
Right, now to find a way back into the Guild of Assassins.
It's not my fault that I use counterfeit. I mean, perfectly legitimate stamps to send my packages that I didn't steal.
Right. Yeah, I think we're gonna
Enjoy
Oh,
Sigil
you
and give Revi my regards. I look forward to seeing him.
Oh dear.
Alright. How do we find him? Usually we don't find Thalos, he finds us.
Well, last you saw, he got pulled away for a very stern talking to.
Yes, and then we turned around and the building that we left him in was gone.
That too.
Moving back to... I'm going to go get some water, but moving back to Cyrus and Reese.
So, we're about to cause some trouble.
Yeah, something along those lines.
About as
All
long
right.
as we can.
So, you guys were brought into the building by this little goblin as he put up a off-duty sign, and he's going to take you into the mailroom, and he's going to say, "You know, I've never really done anything this daring before, but oh, it does excite me. We're going to use the full extent of postage to get back at him."
How is that gonna do?
And he's going to pull out a box, and he's going to say, "Now, what would you like to ship to this Thalos guy?"
I'm confused. Is what we're shipping illegal? Is the method illegal? What part of this are we gonna fuck with?
I don't think it's gonna be illegal. It's just gonna be, get him in a little trouble.
Mail in
Any
the bomb.
suggestions?
I don't know, Reese. You know him. What is he not like?
He's kind of a weird guy.
Hmm.
Reese is a noble. He wouldn't be too bad at art. Could I draw a readable rendition of a one Jarlaxle painting?
Okay.
The man that Alos fucking hates and hasn't been able
You will
to
draw a very insulting, angry doodle of Jarlaxle.
Sorry, look over your shoulder.
flipping him the bird.
Wait, no. Do two birds. That'll be...
Why two birds?
Why not?
You never even met the guy. I'm just doing one.
I'm sorry. I didn't know meeting him was a requirement.
Suddenly the guy you're talking to takes off an invisible hat and is Jarlaxle.
You fool!
It was me all along.
So, you draw this doodle, it's an angry doodle of Jarlaxle, and you put it in the box, and the goblin will say, "Yes, excellent," and he will pack it up, and he will take a stamp, and he will put it on the box, and he'll say, "Now, let's get spicy," and he'll put another stamp on the box, and another stamp on the box, and another stamp on the box, and he'll keep putting stamps on the box until the entire top of the box is covered in stamps. And then he's going to take the equivalent of an X-Acto knife and then just slice all the stamps in half, leaving top halves here, bottom halves here, diagonals here, and he's just going to ruin all of them. And then he will put it in the equivalent of a mailbox. And the package will start to fly upwards and start to ascend in the mailroom. And you'll see the package start to spin around as if it's trying to figure out where it needs to go. And it will just continuously spin and spin and spin and spin until it starts smacking into other packages and sending them off course.
Oh, God.
And then this package is then going to dart around the room and slam into different mailboxes. And it will then shoot straight out of the roof of the building. And he'll see it just with a toothy goblin smile. "Yes, yes."
What did you just do?
Oh, I just sent that package illegally under Thalos's name to every individual in the city. It's going to have to go to every mailbox in the city before it gets to Mr. Thalos, and it's going to cause postal havoc.
Little man, you're a genius.
Yes.
Oh, this just sort of happened. I didn't even participate in that.
And he's going to say, and I didn't give a return address, so the responsibility of the package will be on the recipient.
Oh no! Oh, he's gonna be pissed.
Now, you wanted to talk to the postmaster.
Yeah, we had to get that timestamp thing.
Timestamp. Very well. He will lead you out of the post room and to an office, and there'll be a knock at the door, and you'll hear from the other side a very grizzled, "What? I'm busy." Sal, there's some people here who want to get a timestamp. A timestamp? For what? What did you guys want?
The waiting list for the door of that building down the street, the big one.
We're seeing the Night Commander, right?
The Night Commander. They want to see the Night Commander, and you will hear a chair slide back and a slam of something as the door opens to a very angry looking Minotaur, as he just kind of says, "So, what business do you have with my brother Torres?"
How is your brother?
Yes.
We need to get out of Sickle, and we think that he might have some ideas.
That's what we were told.
The Knight Commander.
Yeah,
Well, I suppose if you think that wasting your time with him is a good idea, he will reach out.
Well, do you have other suggestions?
Do I have other suggestions? Oh, I don't know. Try talking to somebody with a bit more sway. What's his name? Oh. There's so many people in government today. Oh, M name. Terrible with M names. Meh. Think her name might be Mary. Marianne.
Marianne who?
Maurice. Yeah, that's the person, probably. She works in congressional law, does a lot of regulations on the city. I think she also has a hearing panel on portals and whatnot. So if somebody's going to get you out of the city, officially, I would talk to her.
Okay, but it's a little more complicated than that. See, there's a death ray tower that we need to get to.
A death ray tower.
Yeah.
I can get you the ticket, but who you end up talking to, that's your problem.
All right.
And he will walk over to his desk, pull out a ticket, stamp an emblem on it, and hand it to you and say, "Have fun wasting your time with politics."
Thanks. Do you need like a drink or something?
What? No, I'm perfectly fine. As you see him
stressed,
grab a mug of what looks like sand, and he's just gonna...
Steve?
What is that? Is that sludge?
And the door will then just close.
Oh, alright. Well, got a timestamp.
Hey,
What does this thing say?
It doesn't say anything. It just has a stamp of the emblem of the postmaster on it.
Oh, alright. I guess we're taking this back.
Hey, little goblin dude, you got any spare envelopes and stamps?
Yeah, it's a post office. We got plenty of them. What?
Let me see one of them.
I'll hand you an envelope and a stamp.
Hey, Reese, what'd that guy say his brother's name was? Toros?
Knight Commander Torres.
Torres. Gotcha. Do you need specific addresses to send shit here? Or can you just, like, sign the person's name?
A name is typically good enough, but depending on the recipient, they may not choose to receive it.
Meh. Just gonna stuff the letter in, hand it to the guy. You mind putting that one of those fancy tubes for me?
What are you doing?
Sure, I suppose. And he will do that. The envelope will and start flying around the post office.
Just trouble.
Trouble. With the Knight Commander?
Yeah.
The Thalos is one thing, but the Knight Commander?
Both.
Okay, then. I'm gonna take my timestamp and just say goodbye to the little goblin man who... He did a good job. And walk out.
Alright. So, you make your way over to the former building, and this time the rug will not block you, as that same goblin in the bellhop uniform will appear and say, "Oh, I see you got a timestamp now. Well, I can officially let you into the government building. Just, try not to do anything illegal. We just had to clean up a smattering from one of the Marots."
Yeah, just to make sure I'm got all my bases covered. Anything that's like not obviously illegal in other places that I should, because I've been hearing about these things and they sound generally awful.
Marots ain't so bad so long as you don't break the law and you keep your nose clean.
Hard to do when you don't know if the laws are, really weird or something.
Well, as the Council of the Lady says, ignorance of the law is no excuse for breaking it.
I mean,
My
I am.
brother learned that the hard way. Got pancaked into the sidewalk, he did. But that's what he gets for not paying his parking ticket on time.
Glad I don't have anything to park. Anyway, just a general rundown of what I should, really try not to do.
I would recommend not taking the lady's name in vain, probably conspiring against the Lady of Pain, trying to destroy Sigil. Interdimensional fuckery is generally a big no-no. Time magic. And, flatbread.
Flatbread?
Yeah, real problem with it a couple years back. Haven't seen it since.
What?
Anyway, welcome to the building, and the door will open.
Okay, I'm just gonna go in. What's this place look like?
Alright, so you enter into a building with a very Art Deco aesthetic. Marble floors that are checkered, columns, very businessy, very official, very government. You see different people hustling and bustling with papers, talking. There's a lot of moving in this building, and nobody really pays attention to you. What would you like to do?
Man, this place is big.
I'm gonna see if this Maurice is in the same building.
All right.
You may
So,
have
for no
more
reason.
talk to her.
You head
Kind of big for no
over.
reason, huh?
You head over to what looks like a directory of different names and people that work in this building. And as you are fiddling through, kind of like pointing at the different names, you find Maurice's name. Do you touch it?
Sure.
Cyrus, you see Reese disappear.
Huh?
I didn't think hanging around with me was that bad.
Nothing personal.
Where's the nearest person?
So you're looking around and you see a kobold in a suit walking up to you, and he says, yeah, don't worry, we'll take care of it. You, tall guy, sharp ears, you're with me, come on, let's go.
I ain't got time for you, Pipsqueak. I gotta find where my friend just disappeared to.
Pipsqueak, I'll have you know, I am the purveyor and consulate to the roadways in this town.
Good for you.
You're not the coffee guy, are you?
The fuck did you just call me, you little shit?
And he'll just kind of look at you.
I look like a fucking coffee. Don't answer that, actually. You would probably say yes.
He just kind of looks you up and down and says, I don't know, who am I to judge coffee boys and their raggedy clothing that probably hasn't been washed in a while?
It's washed every week.
You smell like pine cones.
I was in a tree once a couple of weeks ago. How does that happen?
Because you keep eating.
So no
I
coffee?
haven't eaten one in weeks.
So
But
no-
if you want coffee, how about you go find someone that actually serves coffee?
He's
But
getting
you don't.
Karen while I'm gone.
So I'm confused. Are you the coffee boy or not?
How many? Oh my god. Does being rich just abstain you of having a brain?
And as you are sitting there yelling at this kobold in this crowd of people, you will see a heavily armored minotaur walk over and swing his arm around you and almost pull you close to him and say, Ezel, been looking all over for you, buddy.
Oh!
You're Ezel, at least right now. Trust me, this guy will never leave you alone.
Picked a mighty fine time to vanish, Reese.
You're welcome.
And he'll start pulling you away. Oh, come on, Ezel. We've got reports on the guards to file. Want to make sure the rank and file's all in order. That's real important to you, huh, buddy?
Yeah, you know how I just love writing reports about ranks and filing cabinets and ranked filing cabinets.
And as he's pulling you away, you'll just hear from the murmur of the crowd as he disappears, but what about my coffee?
Seriously, does that guy have half a brain?
They put him in charge of the roadways, and we don't have roadways in this town.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I was so busy being mad at his lack of logic, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's more a position that we put up for him so that he could feel important without actually being important.
Kind of seems like a running theme with kobolds. The only one I've seen that's, like, given a job they're competent at is this chef I met.
A kobold chef. Well, that certainly does sound interesting. Now,
Yes.
sorry about the director of roads thinking you're a coffee boy. You're not from around here, I can tell by the clothing.
Good guess, Mr. Holmes.
Right. So, well, try and stay away from the roads advisor. I've got things to take care of. Have a nice day, tourist.
Sure. Are those directories like teleporters or something?
Oh, yeah, it's a system they're trying out. If the name on the directory is available and you touch it, you'll disappear and appear right where you need to be in their office.
Okay, that explains it. Cool. Is he still over there?
You don't see that kobold.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for the save, I guess. I got shit to do.
Don't we all? As he will start marching off.
Just walking back to the directory. Okay. The hell was her name again?
Maurice.
Marilyn.
You do see a Marilyn.
Married it Dawn. I think that was a play I saw once.
What?
Yeah, Maurice, where are you? Oh, okay, there we go.
And you touch it, and you feel your entire form warp as all of your mass is sped over to one place, and your brain has to catch up with you. And you find yourself on the ceiling of an office. As you look down and see Reese sitting in a chair with a cup of tea, and a dragonborn, a yellow dragonborn sitting at a desk writing paperwork. Oh, I see your friend finally arrived.
Oh yeah, it took him long enough. What are you doing up there?
Oh, you're talking shit behind my back, Breeze. Jesus, not
Talking
enough
shit?
you leave me with the stupid kobold.
What kobold?
To his soul.
You guys got a kobold here too?
Over here sipping tea while I'm trying to figure out what the fuck happened to you.
Well, I figured you were right behind me. I didn't think it'd take you that long to figure
I
out.
didn't even know what you were doing. I thought we were just...
I don't know, I just poked the shiny thing. Now I'm here. Why are you freaking out?
This is the second time you've tried to ditch me, and I'm starting to wonder if I'm that abrasive.
It's nothing personal, dude. I'm sorry, my friend's a little high-strung.
And you will see as she reaches into her desk.
Strong.
She reaches into her desk, pulls out a tea kettle from one of the filing cabinets, pours a cup of tea, flips it upside down as the liquid stays in it, and it will float up to you, Cyrus.
He's offering tea. Give me that fucking...
Alright,
No.
slow down!
It's tea.
No, come on.
Mr. Reese, I've taken a look at, the file that we have for you and this noble family that you speak so much of, so it is quite a pleasure and acquaintance to have you in our fair city. And I am dreadfully sorry to hear about the problem with this cult ran by a werewolf and this death laser weapon that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And you're telling me you want to go back?
We kind of need to stop the death laser from doing death laser things.
Well, that is a very simplistic way to say it, but yes, I suppose that would make sense.
Yeah, we gotta hunt a werewolf.
Hunt a werewolf.
And a death laser.
Well, you hunt the werewolf that stops the death laser.
What you ask
Holy.
is not impossible, merely improbable and difficult.
Yeah, that's
You think it's
why
that
we're
part or the
here.
killing part?
Oh, well, the killing part and the giant laser death fortress, that sounds like a problem all in and of itself.
That's
But-
entirely up to the man we paid to do it, so...
Right. Trying to pinpoint a portal out of Sigil is not an easy task. If you
I
wanted a
imagine.
broad portal to get you in a general vicinity, well, I could stamp a couple of papers and get you sent on your way. But something specific and in the air, no less, that is something that would need to be taken up with a higher board of directors. There's a reason
How much
why
higher?
portals are the way they are in Sigil, and it's for the safety of those that live here and the lady herself. being able to get wherever you need to get to, especially in Sigil, is quite problematic. Imagine there was a king you wanted to kill, so you just appeared in his bedroom at night.
Understandable.
Well, I mean...
However,
yeah.
this isn't a person, it is a whole
Do that.
building.
I'll have to look into this for you, see what we can do officially on paper. And I don't know how high up the chain I can take this, for I am merely an advisor to a consulate. But if you happen to know anybody, well, what is it, closer to the lady, as she kind of adverts her eyes, that would probably be more helpful. Somebody who's influential with sway in the city.
Yeah, we know a guy. I don't know if that...
I don't know how much sway he has here.
No, but he's close.
Thalos.
Did you say Thalos?
Yeah.
What, you got paperwork in yours? Yeah, he said Thalos.
Yeah, he's the reason we're here in the first place.
Well,
We're not assassins, by the way.
I didn't take you as the type, but if this is a situation involving Mr. Thalos, well, things just got a lot more complicated.
Oh, fuck. Bad complicated or good
And
complicated?
she is then going to open a filing cabinet that is going to just extend comically long to the other end of the room. This would be a long list of his current violations, his former violations, and his unpaid fines.
Oh, boy.
Honestly, it's shorter than I would have thought.
Out of curiosity, how much
This
do
is
his
the
unpaid fines at?
first drawer.
Oh. Still asking that question, though.
What was your question?
Out of curiosity, how much does all of this add up to? All of his unpaid...
Well, some of it is in money, some of it is in contracts, and some of it is in favors to the lady. So, it's not exactly a black and white payment scheme.
What on earth did he do? He wasn't even gone for that long.
I don't want to know, as the filing cabinet will...
Fair enough, fair enough.
If you wish to have Mr. Thalos assist you in this endeavor, I would strongly recommend getting him absolved of his misdemeanors.
And how long would that take?
Well, time to find a different plan.
Hold on.
How long
I'm
would
curious.
that take?
Because
Depends.
this would mean he owes me.
He already owes you a horse.
No, more than a horse.
What more do you need from the guy?
Not quite sure. I mean,
Reese, do you need someone dead?
generally,
No, God.
if you do a favor for the lady, and those are not simple feats or tasks, she could probably do something for you, but you would need to have a direct line to the lady, you would need to be able to get her ear, and almost nobody can do that except for a select few in the city, and you are tourists.
Tourists who want to leave, though.
Yeah, well, that is true, but tourists that want to leave in a specific fashion, I
Wait.
don't know.
But if we're gonna go through all the trouble of doing a favor for this lady, why absolve Thalos when we could just use that favor to get out? Like, if we're gonna go through the trouble, why involve a wild card? That's all I'm saying.
Because I want the wild card to owe me.
Yeah, but what if he messes up and we end up in deeper crap?
Oh, this is not going on my shoulders. This is a favor.
Well, whatever you all decide, I will leave you to it. But I have a backlog of things to get to. It was a pleasure meeting the two of you. Please try to refrain from eating in public. There is an infestation.
Yes,
What kind of
told.
infestation?
Something about pigeons.
Pigeon, ferret, cat things?
What?
Just don't eat
say
in
what?
public.
Understood. Will you be able to find a way to get back in contact with me?
She will give you a business card. This should be all that you need.
Right. Thank you. Awesome. Perfect. I'm going to finish my tea and then try to make my way out of this building.
All right. So, back with Baka and the gang, you are walking around the streets of Sigil looking for the League of Assassins building, having almost no avail of finding the place. It's almost as if it doesn't want to be found.
I mean, I've seen the door, right?
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna locate object on the door to the League of Assassins.
I mean, it has to be
Okay.
1,000 feet for that, but
It has to be. I mean, if it's in 1,000 feet, it's a shot in the dark. But hey,
it's something.
So, you do that, and you pinpoint exactly where the door is, and then it moves.
That's unfortunate.
Is it still within 1,000 feet after it moving?
No, you cannot sense it anymore. But as you all are standing there, kind of watching Onero kind of dart her eyes around, you see a package flying through the air in sporadic patterns, almost as if a drunk driver was controlling it. As it starts to flow all the way over to where you sense the door. It stops, spins around sporadically, and then starts moving again.
Is there another infestation we haven't heard about? Follow that. Did you say that is? What? So where's the door?
Can I sense the door?
You cannot sense the door, but you notice that the package was moving towards the door and then stopped as soon as the door went away.
I'm gonna grab the package.
It is about 100 feet in the air.
Oh,
It's actively flying, probably towards the place.
At high
I'm going
speed.
to locate object on that so that if I lose sight of it, I can still sense where it is, and I'm just gonna start chasing it.
Okay,
I
so
guess
you all
I'll
will start chasing this
Follow.
package.
Oh my god. You're welcome.
Alright, so as you guys are following this package for about maybe 10-ish minutes, you actually do see the League of Assassins front building with the front yard and fences in front of it, to which you see Thalos exiting the building, and that package... Oh, what the fuck? And he will pull up the package and say, "What? Nobody sends me mail." And he'll open it, he'll grab it, and you'll just see him his eyes beam as he will rip it to pieces and throw it on the ground and start stepping on it. And as he's doing that, you all watch a Marat materialize behind him. And you'll just hear, "Littering is a crime.
I'm sprinting.
Messing with the postage is a crime."
Oh.
And you'll just see him just look over at the Marat, and you'll just see him get punched into the ground.
Oh.
As it will look at him and say, "Follow the law," and it will then disappear.
I'm just sort of like, he'll see like above him just the shadow of me like standing over him looking down. Like,
Oh my god.
We found you.
Riz, hope you had a fruitful endeavor out in the busy's getting up city.
well, it certainly was. We found something.
Found your boyfriend.
What was that package?
And mail.
Gotcha. Yes, so we found someone who's willing to help us find a portal, or someone who can interact with portals. The details are a little strange.
well, that's quite nice.
Yes.
Good on you.
He's not doing it for free.
Well, most people hardly ever do. I don't do anything for free.
It's Mitch.
And you'll just see his eyes sink. Michikala.
That's the one.
And you'll see him start backing up to the door.
I will follow. So I don't think I need to tell you.
It
It seems that you already have guessed what his price is.
I am not going on a date with that pasta slurping lizard man.
How do you know he still has pasta? Have you eaten it with him? Did you guys kiss? Was it a good date in the back of an alley?
Jesus, Manor.
And you'll just see him disappear.
Talos! Well, like, disappears and run in the door or, like, vanish.
No, like, it vanish into the ethereal plane.
Talos! Get back here! It's not... It's very... Not... This has never been a very mature move, I hope you realize.
I don't think he was much for maturity.
No, I don't have many options of reasoning with him when he's like this. Look, all we need is this one favor, then we can get back and deal with Roman and all that. I see it as a small price to pay. Could you get back out here?
And you'll see him appear on the side gutter of the building. That's easy for you to say. You don't know what he does with his tongue.
Did Dallas have a Me Too moment? Am I?
Well, the other thing we could do is
Does this make Rista a pimp?
we could attempt to negotiate, I suppose.
Just
You
go
don't
on a
need to-
date with the man.
That's the thing. If you give Mitch a date, he'll want a second date. If you give him a second date, he'll want a third date. Then he'll start showing up to your workplace. And
It's
then he shows up to your
sounding like
workplace and he
this
starts
won't
bringing
be
you
the
lunch.
first date.
Are you... How dangerous is he if crossed?
Mitch? Oh, Mitch isn't dangerous at all. He just knows a lot of people. And he says lots of things. And then people talk. And next thing you know, people are
Well, then
talking about the size of your...
I have to admit, it's strange to see this response from you when usually when you're in a situation with someone you don't like, I've known your response to usually be resort to threats or violence. Is that not an option here?
What are you talking about? I'll kill him. I'll kill him dead. I don't like what he did. Not one bit.
Well, I'm
he's
saying
gonna
if we all get in a room with him, we could negotiate something.
No. We're not getting in a room with him. Not with him. I'm not involving multiple people again.
Multiple people. What?
I mean, sure, all in a room. That's a great idea. Always the covetous thinker you are is. I'm going.
I have magic.
I could pretend to be you.
And he's going to look at you and say, that sounds like a good idea.
I'm not opposed.
I have a price. I wouldn't do it for free.
Well, nobody ever does anything for free. What do you want?
Exactly. I didn't think that far. Racer, come here. We have him in our favor.
I don't...
I'm not fucking anyone for you two. Do I make that clear? I'm not fucking him for you.
Well, what are you proposing then?
I can do a date.
Fair enough.
I just have to pretend to be bad at lying. It's not that hard.
I suppose. What is I
You have to
don't.
be good at lying to pretend to be bad at lying.
I don't know anything.
What a paradox.
There's nothing I particularly want to extort from Thalos, concessions-wise, at the moment.
There's gotta be something. I mean, he's gotta be able to help us in some way. He got us here.
Tell you what, I might have something. I'll sort of stand up, turn to Thalos. It seems to me, that you still owe one of my companions a horse.
He'll just say, fine, done, taken care of.
Alright. Anything you'd like to add that you'd prefer?
Me?
Does that sound good to you?
I want one of your guns. One of the nice ones.
All the same.
I'm good. I'm happy with this. I just need some time to rest before I can do it.
Oh.
Fine, I mean, there's no rush. And he'll slide down the drain pipe. And as he's sliding down the drain pipe, a letter will then fly into his face. Why? And he will slide down, clutching the letter, and he will look at it. Oh, I might have a bit of a thing I have to take care of. So you guys, just I don't know, do what you usually
Right.
do when you're not.
Well, you'll
I don't
be
know.
coming. I hope you'll be coming with us. You are also good at disguising yourself. You could be Nair while Nair is you.
Right. Well,
I mean,
he's
that,
going
obviously that would
to
be tomorrow, but we should at least
walk
have a place to meet
over
up.
to you, Rista, and he's going to put a arm around you and pull you in close and say, "And there's a favor that I need you to do for me."
And what would that be?
Well, if Mitchkula mentioned what I think he did, he tends to leave some details out. And I know for a fact that we're going to need a very special type of arcane focus. Very special. Now, it's a little difficult to be able to find something like that that's been passed down from eons and eons of different royalty, magisters, all different types of people in the family. But it just so happens, dear Riz, that you know somebody who has one.
And who would that be?
Well, your good old buddy Savra Bellabranda.
Oh. I mean, sure. What is it? Does it have this arcane focus? Does it have a name?
Well, I don't know if she gave it a name or not, but it doesn't really matter.
I mean, I
You
can't simply go and ask for and I am assuming not any old arcane focus will do. I need to know. What I'm
Oh,
asking
it was
for.
only passed down from her father's father, mother's grandmother, 200 years old. It's probably just collecting dust somewhere. So, probably you just has to borrow it. Or borrow
Right.
it and ask later,
Right. I guess the other question would be: Is there a portal to Waterdeep you know about?
Not off the top of my head, but suppose I could take you there.
I suppose you could. This is a bit out of the blue, but I suppose could visit home. Sure. Right now?
You want to go right now? All right, fine. We can go right now. And your little friend can take a rest for my date.
Yeah, I'm going to need some info from you before I do that, but Baka, we're gonna go take a nap, okay?
Baka's gonna take a nap right then and there.
Say
You
no
know
more.
what? I will wild shape into a turtle and nestle up with Baka, and I will take
Big turtle, little turtle.
big turtle,
Big
little
turtle, little turtle.
Better
I
hope
will
sleeping
take
on the
the rest.
sidewalk. Better hope sleeping on the sidewalk isn't against the rules.
That's all right. Baka can tank it.
So as you
Short rest on a short rest or a long rest? I don't remember.
What is?
My spell changing, is that
That's
short
long-
rest or
long
long
rest.
rest? Long rest? Alright, I'm gonna be out for a bit.
That's fine. So you so Thalos is going to ring his bell, and him and Rista are going to disappear. And as they disappear, Baka and Onero on the front lawn of the League of Assassins, you will see. Well, you won't see, but essentially the door will open. Verilis will come out, look at the large turtle, look at the small turtle. On the front lawn, seriously.
I sleep naturally.
Cyrus and Reese, are you guys heading back? What you doing?
What do you want to do, Cyrus?
Honestly, I don't know. I just started following you around because you asked me to come along, and before I could even really think about it, you'd already started walking, and I was too busy getting upset.
Still hung up on that?
Yeah, a little.
Alright, well, where would you like to go?
I mean, away from this posh place. That's number one.
Alright.
Oh, come
Yeah,
on. You
sure.
cannot be comfortable here.
I mean, we could just try wandering our way back. I'm sure we'll see the others at some point.
Yeah, probably. They're probably making more progress than we are.
I don't know. I feel like I made some pretty decent progress.
No, you did, but, we took the whole detour to fuck with Thalos with the package. And
That was the progress I was referring to.
oh, if that's our measure of progress, then we're miles ahead. Reese is way too much of a stick in the mud.
Or maybe she's up to something else. I don't know.
I don't think that phrase can ever truly refer to her. Unless the thing being up to is justice.
Yeah, I suppose that's fair.
Like, I don't know. I feel like if you told her to egg someone's house, she'd be worried about both the house and the chickens you took the eggs from.
Fair enough.
I'd like to point out that that's probably the most normal analogy he's ever come up with.
It is. That's why Reese paused before responding. He was like, wow, that was understandable.
Enjoy it. It comes once in a blue moon.
We'll see when next campaign.
The next time I play Cyrus in a campaign, you might get another one.
I'm pretty sure we're going to have to resort to some more illegal ways of getting around. I'm sure the others have already found something.
Oh, probably. This place seems like... I don't know. It just seems every other thing is illegal. I know we haven't been told any laws, but it's all just squeaky clean.
I mean, we were told a few laws.
But yeah, a couple of them. And yeah, I stand by that. Squeaky clean to a disturbing level.
Still wondering if there's a way I can get Thalos to owe me.
Owe you more? I don't know. Probably.
Yeah, maybe I can...
I mean...
Meet the Lady of Pain sounds like a neat time,
Sure, for you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Because you seem interested in it, and I know for a fact I am not.
Why not?
because she's called the Lady of Pain, and even big tough guy Thalos peed his pants when he was called to her.
As you are walking down the streets, you both hear almost a hushed whisper fall over your ears as you hear, "You're looking for me."
What the fuck was that? I'm gonna look to see where it came
Messing
from.
with me.
And you will see kind of window shutters kind of open and close on different houses, and both of you can make an intelligence check on this.
Okie dokie.
Hey. At least it's not charisma.
My intelligence is not the best.
You're telling
Oh, is
me what?
It's better. Oh no, that's not terrible. That's a 17.
Oh, good. You're making up for me because I got a modified 3.
Oof.
Major.
So Cyrus, you're twitching about like, and Reese, you're watching the pattern of these shutters as it's not random. They are almost leading you in a direction.
I'm gonna just start walking towards it.
Okay. You follow the different shutters, and I'm assuming, Cyrus, you follow Reese. And
I don't know what to... Oh, come on again!
you find yourself going down different alleys, twisting and turning, and, you know, almost like just twist, turn, twist, turn, twist, turn, until the two of you find yourself surrounded on all sides by walls.
I think this was right.
And you will see
What's our definition of right here?
a symbol of an
Left.
eye with a dagger going through the pupil, almost like bleed from one of the walls, as it will open a tear of almost purple energy that flares out and gusts wind in your direction.
Alright, that's cool as shit.
And you will see a man
Explain.
that essentially has his entire body covered in bandages, as he's wearing a coat and some pants, like typical adventuring gear, but he's covered in dirty bandages as he kind of leans out of the wall and says, "Looking for a specific portal, are we?"
Reese, is this one of your friends?
Huh?
I don't know. He seems like the kind of guy you'd associate with. Kind of creepy and weird. You seem to like that.
Started out with seems like the kind of guy, and I think you're about to say some nonsense again, but anyway, yes, we are. I don't know him.
And I'm just gonna squint at him. Well, I mean... Now that you mention it, he does kind of look like he'd suck on a tree hoping for boar's milk.
Oh my fucking god. Shush! Shush!
Well, then you come to the right place. Follow me.
Okie dokie
I
then.
am the hushed man.
Alright, that's cool.
And he will slip back into the
Is
wall. And the eye will remain.
Yeah, I'll go in. Wild abandon. I should go right in.
This is just my life now, isn't it?
I mean, you don't have to follow me.
I'm following you.
Oh boy.
You think Cyrus is even remotely comfortable trying to navigate this city on his own?
I don't know.
He's never even been here. Maybe if he'd been here before, but...
All right.
Oh, man.
And the two of you will enter. So, Rista, you find yourself in a very familiar market square in downtown Waterdeep. You're quite familiar with it. You've been here many a time before. And you know the shops, you know the people. And you see Thalos next to you, and he goes, wait, as he waves his hand over him, and now it just looks like a regular old denizen of Waterdeep, a human. There we go. Not too bad.
All right, where are we in the city right now?
You are down at the southern end.
Okay. Well, I mean, I know how to get to the halls of justice.
Yeah.
I'll turn to Thalos and say, where shall we meet? Yawning Portal.
Not Reese's.
I suppose we could meet there. I could stop in and say hello to old Bird Brain.
Oh, the Yawning Portal is not Troll Skull Manor.
I know.
Oh,
I know. I just want to say hi to a acquaintance, friend. I'm not quite sure how he sees me.
I mean, if you want to meet at the manor, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, come on, Riz. How much trouble could I get into? As he says next to a wanted poster of him.
Oh my god. Please keep a low profile.
Ah, lowest of the low profile. You won't catch me doing anything. I'll keep myself wickedly clean. Now, where'd I put my guns?
Alright, I will make my way to the Halls of Justice.
All right. So you make your way up through Waterdeep, past the harbor, and you make your way to the Halls of Justice. It is very familiar to you. And you see a guard at the front, one of the members of the order, as he sees you, and he seemed like he was kind of hunched over a bit lazily, and he sees you and
I'll just give a nod. And
you will enter the building. As you enter the building, the main hall is much as you remember it. There's some work going on a new tapestry, new heroic efforts of different members of the order and their exploits over the past couple of months. What would you like to do?
I would probably know where Savra usually is.
Okay. You head up to her office, and you go and you knock on the door, and you don't get an answer at the moment.
Savra?
The door opens, and you see a tabaxi with a broom and a dustpan. No, it's just me, Thomas, cleaning guy.
Oh.
Just taking care of the dust and the cobwebs and whatnot.
I can find Lady Bellabranta currently.
Lady Bellabranta. Oh, she's at a soiree, a schmooze and booze, as they call them. A funding party is something to do with a noble family, I'm not sure. Big patrons of the city donating to health and wellness, not quite sure. I couldn't say.
And this event is...
And
location?
He will then just give you an invitation, and it is at Reese's place.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, good thing Reese isn't there.
What is this, a crossover episode? Yep, alright. Oleadum Estate.
Right. You will make your way down there, and you'll see different people, different nobles, servants, and whatnot with, party going on. And you see a couple members of your order that are dressed up in their armor, and they seem to be just patrolling around, making sure nothing's awry.
Yeah, I will, take a look around. I'll just sort of, am I able to get into the party with this invitation just easily?
Yeah, you come up, there's a door check, he just kind of holds a hand out,
Yep.
you give him the invitation, he takes it.
I'm
motions you in.
doing as best as I can not to stand out, as difficult as it is with gold skin, because I don't want to raise too many questions about, oh, where have you been? I haven't seen you in
Good luck,
ages.
because I'm pretty sure at this point, Reese's parents know that he's supposed to be with you.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid Reese's parents if possible, and I'm looking for Savra.
Good luck.
So you're looking around the mansion for Savra, and you hear from across the room a familiar voice. Rista, is that you?
Sort of wince.
And you will
That's right.
see Savra over in a corner, drinking from a champagne flute,
Never mind.
as she sees you and says, I'm not sure what I think about you being here. You kind of disappeared without much warning.
It's a important mission. I've been busy. Looking for,
And she's going to narrow her eyes at you as she walks over. Important mission, you say,
yes,
Rista.
looking for, Thalos.
What?
And she is going to almost push you aside
Okay.
and take you into a broom closet and close the door. And she'll say, you're still on about your brother.
I mean,
And I do appreciate you keeping his name on the hush-hush. Don't want to throw the nobles into a panic about their boats exploding.
quite. I mean, doesn't someone have to find him? He's been missing for...
Well, he's been missing for quite some time, but I don't know, he hasn't done anything in Waterdeep since he disappeared. So I suppose you're taking up a hunt for him?
I don't show it on my face when she says that he hasn't done anything in Waterdeep. I'm just, like, inwardly, like, praying to, like, Tyr in particular, but every god I know of, that streak continues. And yeah, I'll say, well, you know, it's kind of personal for me, so I got a concrete lead for the first time in ages, and I couldn't just ignore it.
Fair enough. That's good. I know you were looking for him personally, and you had a lot tied to him, so I won't hold it against you. Is there something you need, Rista?
Yes, the search has become a bit complicated, and I need something that I think you have to borrow. A particular, I believe, some kind of arcane focus that is in your possession.
And she'll kind of lean into you and say, you know about that.
Yes,
It's not something that's really open knowledge.
I had to do some asking around.
Yes, well, it's been passed down generationally between my family. It's, well, not very powerful on its own, but, well, it makes spells incredibly accurate.
That would make sense.
Yes. It is not well known because, well, if anybody was to get their hands on it, it'd be very problematic.
Yes. Well, as it happens, when you're trying to get to an incredibly specific place in the multiverse through the City of Doors, I suppose you would need that level of precision.
Well, I suppose you've been on a bit of an adventure yourself while you've been away. I'm not going to ask for specifics now, because you seem like you're in a bit of a rush, and she's going to reach into her dress and she's going to pull out a necklace with an emblem on the end of it, and she will clasp it in your hands and say, keep that safe and don't lose it. It's very valuable to me. And
Thank you.
she smiles at you and says, don't worry, Rista, I'm more than certain things will pan out in your favor. You put in the work. I believe in you.
I appreciate that, truly. It was good to see you.
And the entire mansion rattles as you hear
I
what
will-
sounds like an explosion off in the distance.
I will just slowly
And Savra's going to look at you and say, that sounds like it came from the harbor.
No.
And that's where we will end the session.
Fucker.
It's just like just inwardly he wouldn't.
Just stop leaving him alone.
Why does anyone leave this guy alone? Boats just explode.
God fucking damn it!
What?
That was just the bot leaving.
Amazing.
Well,
Well, what a right
was
mess
bound to
we've
happen.
gotten ourselves into, huh?
mm-hmm.
I mean, do we ever do anything else?
I don't know what the fuck the hush is gonna fucking
I can't
stop.
wait to pretend to be Thalos.
Yeah, because we totally don't know that we don't have to do that anymore. Because he was gonna help us find this guy, and the other two just stumbled into him.
He did say the hushed man finds you.
We'll see what the hushed man wants in return.
Yep. He wants Thalos to have a date with Mitch.
He wants the third wheel on the date.
Or he has some other shit going on, which would be fun.
I'm